Mario is a man who thinks it's okay to eat mushrooms that aren't sauteed, and then thinks it's okay for people to get offended at not knowing what the fuck sauteed mushrooms are. To quote Rick James,
I know what the fuck sauteed mushrooms are. I just don't
do
know
you?
why you have the entitlement to
That's not entitled. If you're
walk
in a
into
kitchen,
our wing spot
it's a pizza spot
and
too.
bang the table
I just
for
said,
some
hey, do you guys saute your
sauteed
mushrooms? The last time I went, they sauteed my mushrooms. Homegirl wasn't there that knew me. Apparently, all the people who were cool there are leaving. But yeah, when I was like, you don't know.
Shout out to the wing spot that used to be down the street from the studio, man.
It's still there, just not that studio. Now it's somebody else's place or space. All I know is if you don't saute mushrooms, you cut up some mushrooms, right? You put them in a pot. Not a pot, a skillet. Throw some olive oil down, some salt and pepper. Not
Bro,
too much.
nobody cares about your mushrooms.
No, this is just
This
how to.
ain't Colorado.
This is how to salt. First
This
off,
ain't Washington.
First off, sauteed
This ain't
mushrooms
Oregon.
are a fucking worldwide delicacy. Watch your fucking mouth, you peasant. Second off, you can't burn.
Anyways,
mushrooms.
we actually got a lot of shit to talk about, so I don't want to burn 15 minutes talking about your kitchen takes.
I'm not talking about this anymore because I don't feel need to bring this up again. But you cannot burn mushrooms unless you just are that inept at cooking. It's physically impossible to burn a mushroom. You just cook it and it just keeps getting darker. I mean, it'll be runny and it won't taste good, but you can't burn it. I mean, first off, I don't run, and no girls ever complain. So
I'm just saying.
I don't run, and no girls ever complain about how.
Anyways, man.
Hold on, I do cook.
Shout out to the listeners on StreamYard. Shout out to the Good News Radio. Shout out to X Squad affiliates, FBC Radio, your favorite podcast app, where you can find this podcast / audio experience every single week.
Radio broadcast.
NFL takes, topical tangents for the culture. Been doing this thing now 260 plus episodes.
265.
5 years. And
the Osiris of the shit. No, I'm just playing.
We got a long way to go, but we didn't come this far to get this far. We got some great content coming up these next couple weeks. Starting with the NFL PA game. Kenny's already got some great reporting. We're going to get out there on Saturday.
And then I'm leaving for the Senior Bowl on Sunday night.
And then, yeah.
Airlines are fucking everybody harder than restaurants that don't know how to saute their mushrooms. I'm upset, first off.
Oh, my God, bro.
Bro, no, like, airlines are really, like, they need to be called to task.
I've never heard anybody ask for sauteed mushrooms on a pizza.
Because you're a fucking peasant. That's why.
I've never heard anybody ask for that.
If I get mushrooms on a pizza, if I would say, "Oh, I want spinach and mushrooms,"
you know what's funny though?
You know what's funny though? They want to cook the spinach.
You know what's funny when you said that though? When you said that though, like at first I was like really offended, and I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, sometimes
cook a vegetable.
I was like, yeah, sometimes the mushrooms do be a little raw still. Like they just have a fucking.
They don't wash the shit either.
But you can eat mushrooms raw, so it's not that big of a deal.
I don't want the fucking mushroom raw. That's why I said saute.
But when you're sauteing it, you're getting rid of all the good shit and just filling it with oil and butter. That's if you
steam it. That's if you steam it.
No, steaming it is how you keep it, actually, sir.
Okay.
If you boil it,
I've seen people steam carrots and it came out dry.
You boil it, you lose everything.
You're not boiling it. You're cooking it in fucking vegetable oil or olive oil. It helps it retain its flavor.
You lying as fuck, bro. You sauteing that shit in butter. Shut your big ass up.
Okay, not at home. At home. Yeah. One time at home. Get off my back. But in the workplace.
Well, like over here trying to sound like he got fucking like he sauteing mushrooms and avocado, grapeseed, fucking.
I have actually. I've made vegan pizzas for people. I put broccoli on a pizza against my fucking religion. I put broccoli on a pizza.
My cousin.
Somebody wanted raisins on a pizza.
That's fucking disrespectful.
Wait, the cousin who I accidentally spilled her beer at the Boise State game and I bought her another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're square though. We're square. I bought you another beer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she said you were really nice for doing that because you only spilled like a little bit of her beer.
I thought I spilled like a whole ton of it. When I'm drunk, I'm hyper like sensitive towards like how I treat people. So yeah.
Jeez, you want to talk about it?
No, I just want to make sure people are okay. And I'm a big dude, so when I get drunk, if I like fucking accidentally elbow somebody in the face, I'm not gonna.
I'm the opposite. I'm the
recoil.
equivalent to a fucking forklift with a beeping sound. Like if you don't see me fucking coming, like then you didn't care. So don't pretend.
No,
like you
you're
care
like
now.
a baby falling off the bed, and there's no one there to pick him up, and there's no pillow. It's just poof.
So you mean my life?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, you drunk cried before. My heart, yo. Oh shit!
Why are you laughing at that so hard?
Because it was so funny.
It's been fucking 5 years, bro.
It's been like 6.
Half that team's fucking retired.
Kaepernick was in the league when that shit happened. He was a Pro Bowler when that shit happened.
Yeah, that shit's funny when you say it like that.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Todd Gurley was still a Pro Bowl running back. Oh,
He's only
man.
28.
That really hurts. Damn. And Georgia won a national title. He's forgotten about in Georgia running back history. That's crazy. And
like
that was
Herschel
that was the
Walker's
most
forgotten about.
he just keeps opening his mouth saying stupid shit, like having white supremacist talking points, being a black dude. He's like Clayton Bigsby, but he's like a super ninja. It's like if I would say
in great shape right now, even
he's like in the best shape of everyone anywhere. Like we'll never reach that level of shape because he's a freak athlete and he works hard.
So he's an eternal.
He's practically he's Icarus. He's the fucking bitch who flew into the sun and killed himself like a bitch. How you gonna kill Salma Hayek, bro? How you kill?
With that,
And but she's apparently supposed to be in 2 more Eternals movies, so it's like okay, that's cool. Actually,
that whole movie was just a fucking Marvel clout chase.
it was like honestly, the scariest part was.
I was like, hey, how can we bring Angelina Jolie into the Marvel universe?
How can we explain?
How can we bring Selma Hayek into the fucking?
No. That's how you legitimize it. How can we? Because Marvel does this. They give you a scenario, and it's like, well, if you just did this, like the movie would have been over in 5 minutes. They had to be like Thanos's snap was like a permanent endpoint in time. It had to happen. If he didn't snap, the emergence would have happened and Earth would have been destroyed by that fucking Eternal that woke up even sooner and everybody would have died. So technically, by him snapping half the universe, it caused the celestial eggs in Earth and everywhere else in the galaxy to remain dormant. And then when they undid the snap twice, they undid it and then redid another snap. It's like, oh shit, Earth is supercharged, and now there's a living celestial living on the planet, kind of like Galvatron and fucking Transformers, the living Transformer that's actually planet Earth. I forget the name of them. Oh, not Ultron. Oh, whatever. But yeah.
Went in nerd wormhole there, huh?
Yeah, but bottom line is they pretty much they're gonna bring Angelina Jolie back and Salma Hayek for 2 more movies. But pretty much they have to Marvel has to explain away the stupid shit that they do, especially with Spider-Man, like how, hey, Doctor Strange, can you just make people forget Mysterio ever existed or anything he just said in the past 20 minutes? Yeah, sure. Boom. Movie fucking over. Shout out to Marissa Tomei. But anyway.
Speaking of shit you want to forget, Big Ben retired officially.
I was going to say Herschel Walker talking ever, especially about politics.
A lot of Steeler fans were upset, sad, but honestly, Big Ben hasn't been good in at least 3 years, probably more like 5.
And I'm pretty sure women in bathrooms are safer now.
But yeah, he's definitely a legendary quarterback. Last
18 years.
Last one of the Philip Rivers,
The
Eli
trio.
Manning class. And
18 years, bro. On 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't his. But nah, 18 years.
let me ask you this. Does he leave the team in a better shape than when he got there 18 years ago?
Fuck no. They're awful.
Didn't he take over for fucking Tommy Maddox?
Bro.
They made the playoffs.
Charlie Batch.
Charlie Batch. That's right.
You better stop disrespecting Charlie Batch. I'm sick of it. Understand me? Look at me. Look at me. Stop fucking forgetting Charlie Batch.
I don't respect
Eastern Michigan
black
quarterback.
quarterbacks with less than a 60 speed rating.
So
Homie races if
Byron
you want.
Leftwich,
Yeah, basically.
but he's about to be head coach.
How long did it take him?
Even Rohan Davey had 65 speed. Damn.
What was Eric Bieniemy's speed?
He was a running back, so it was probably at least 87.
Was that the speed that I was talking about, though?
Nah, but I'm pretty sure
this is the 90s.
Sick.
It's the 90s. Everyone was.
What does that
it.
say? I can't see what. Peter is the new Kingpin in MCU. I mean, nah, because Kingpin technically has no power. If you saw Hawkeye, he's down bad. Yeah.
Oh, he's saying I look like Kingpin? Is that what he's saying?
No, you look like a Mexican Khabib. We've already been over this.
Anyways.
You do. You look like an Amish Mexican.
Anyways,
you
other
look
stuff
like you
that
definitely
happened this
were a
week.
recruit at BYU 10 years ago.
Other stuff that happened this week. The Bears made a coaching hire.
A stupid one.
Hired former Colts defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus because the Colts were so damn good this year. They made the playoffs.
Oh, wait, they didn't. They lost to the Raiders and then choked, and their defense choked. And I watched it on Hard Knocks, and it was hilarious.
And their defense was up and down really last season. But okay.
I mean, what's his face? The former Xavier Rhodes popped his hamstring, so he couldn't play. So that hurt their defense, and Kenny Moore got hurt. So it's like, yeah, you got a patched up defense. You don't really have a number one corner.
Free Justin Fields, man. They're gonna fuck him up just like they. Trubisky wasn't good, but they also fucked him up. And Fields is good, and he's gonna get fucked up.
I would trade Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs and a first round pick for Khalil Mack and Justin Fields right now. Right fucking now. Right now. Like literally right now. Like this QB who actually performed pretty good.
I'm bored with your trade scenarios. We got content to talk about.
I mean, I called Jalen Ramsey, so watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, that was.
I called the Rams whole team.
That was left fucking field, bro.
No, I said it like a year before it happened. I was like, watch, Jalen Ramsey wants out of Jacksonville. He's going to the Rams. How are they gonna do that if they have Marcus Peters? Because they're gonna fucking trade him.
You sound like the dude from Get Out, bro.
Marcus
You sound like the security dude from Get Out.
You mean the black dude who was the Eternal, who played a gay Eternal with a white son, which made no fucking sense. You could have at least had a black adopted kid. Why'd you have to have a white adopted kid? You're a black Eternal. I'm confused.
You didn't even see the Eternals.
I saw enough.
Yeah, God damn it, Kenny!
I saw the deleted scenes.
Shit again,
I saw
bro.
the deleted scenes that should have been in a fucking
again,
movie.
Bro.
You haven't seen Iron Man. Shut up.
God damn it! Stop talking about movies you ain't seen.
You haven't seen Iron Man.
I seen.
That's like saying
one out of the
that's
three
like saying
Thors.
I read the Bible, but I skipped all of Genesis.
I see one of the three Thors and one of the three Captain Americas.
The three throwers. What you said? The
Thors.
three Thors.
Yeah.
You saw the worst Thor movie and didn't even like the third movie, which is the arguably the third best
all of them,
Marvel movie of all time.
I've
seen all the Iron Man movies. I've seen all the Captain America movies. I've seen all the Thor movies. I've even seen all the fucking Black Widow movies, except actually Black Widow. I watched part of it on the plane and fell asleep. But still, never mind. Because you probably think Captain America ain't a little bitch for what he did, lying to Tony about Bucky murdering his parents. So never mind. If anything, you're the Mexican dude in Ant-Man, but you're the reverse of him. You haven't seen anything, but you're still gonna tell us what happened in the whole movie.
Anyways,
which by the way, Ant-Man's really dope.
Other news from the week.
Have you?
I've seen the second one, not the first one. Or I see the first one, not the second one.
You don't even know which one you've seen. Moving on. Just moving on.
Like Sean Payton stepping down from the Saints job. A lot of people were talking about him either taking the Raiders job or the Cowboys job. But
when Mike McCarthy gets fired in a year?
Clearly, he says he's going to take time off and he's not going to coach. So I don't know if this is a ploy to promote that shitty Netflix movie.
I don't want to see Kevin James's Matt. Like I get.
You know, the sad part is I'm probably going to watch it.
Yeah, you are. And you're gonna like it. And Kevin James probably got in the best shape of his life to play Sean fucking Payton. Not when he was a mall cop. Not in the movie where he's a UFC fighter turned substitute teacher turned fucking UFC fighter. Not when he was actually a gay firefighter with Adam Sandler. No, you're gonna get in the best shape of your life when Kevin Costner was fucking available. You decided, hey, let me be Sean fucking Payton. And I'm pretty sure you're not even from Louisiana, bro. Pretty sure Kevin, I'm still mad at him for how King of Queens went off. But
dog,
whatever.
Kevin Costner's been in too many football movies. Like,
and you know what? He works. He works. He works.
Except for Draft Day. Was he in Draft Day?
Nobody really cared about Draft Day. I think wasn't Chadwick Boseman in Draft Day? I didn't even see that shit.
I have no idea.
I'm not seeing any movie about the fucking Cleveland Browns and it was a failed draft class in real life.
How about the one about Jim Brown? How about the one with Ice Cube?
Oh, you mean one of the greatest movies ever made, Any Given Sunday? Yeah.
No, Ice Cube was in that movie?
I don't know why you said Ice Cube, but
I was talking about the one with the little girl.
What one with the little girl?
Or his little stepdaughter becomes his QB?
You mean the one with The Rock?
No.
Oh, wait, Jim Brown was in that one with Ice Cube and his niece?
No, I thought it was no, Jim Brown wasn't in that. I thought it had some.
I was like, Jim Brown wasn't in that.
I think they were the Browns. I think their U team was the Browns.
I'm pretty sure
they had Browns colors.
It was Ice Cube, his niece. I think Loretta Devine was in it because Loretta Devine is in all those homie ass movies. And she's always, yeah. I watched it too, like 2 months ago. They made it all the way to the Pee Wee championships and lost on some bullshit. It was terrible play calling and a bad throw. And the receiver was trash. Like, never throw it to the white receiver clutch like that. You should have found a black dude on your team. I'm sorry. Who was actually wide open, but whatever. They lost a championship again. It was like the shitty version of Bad News Bears, but without like Billy Bob Thornton's
basically
racism and humor.
So let me ask you this. What's the difference between Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy? It's something they posed on the Freddie Coleman show.
Are we really having this discussion? Because it's wrong. I mean, Sean Payton ruined Reggie Bush, but I mean, are we having this discussion right now? Really? This is like there's things.
If you look at their records aren't that different. They both won a Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers is better than Drew Brees.
And you could arguably say,
and his best defense was.
Is Aaron Rodgers better than Drew Brees? Because remember, Drew Brees led the league in yards and touchdowns.
Dink and dunk offense.
And he's in the top 10 all time in that. And if you remember, they won the Super Bowl off what? 2 plays.
The onside kick.
2 plays. What were the 2 plays?
And
the fucking Tracy Porter pick.
Pick 6, which they were up, by the way.
That was a dagger.
They were up. They were up. They were up, and they were up after that. So I'm saying they weren't down.
Yeah, I know, but that was a dagger. That was a seal. That's what was sealed it.
I just want you to remember that if Aaron Rodgers had that Saints defense, he would have won 3 Super Bowls. The Packers defense was fucking.
You still didn't answer my question though. What's really the difference between Mike McCarthy and Sean Payton?
Sean Payton's actually a competent offensive head coach.
Is he though? Because remember that year when he was out,
he got hosed
8-8,
and he got hosed several times. The Saints got screwed by the league. They got their own version of the Tuck rule like 4 times, like 4 years in a row. They got fucked. The Minnesota game was crazy. That adds to. They were like the Buffalo Bills of the NFC for like 4 years.
So you think Sean Payton is a better coach than Mike McCarthy?
By far.
Even though neither has won a Super Bowl.
Bro, they were on the way to 11 wins with Jameis Winston. He reformed Jameis Winston. Get the fuck out of my face.
Dog, you realize you were a freshman when Sean Payton won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Do you realize that?
I remember because I put Reggie Bush at receiver.
Do you realize that?
I put Reggie Bush at receiver.
So technically, Mike McCarthy has won the Super Bowl more recently than Sean Payton.
I mean, yeah, I was a senior in high school, right?
Yep.
Or we were both seniors in high school.
No, a freshman.
No, when the Green Bay Packers won when we were seniors.
No, I was a freshman.
2010. You were a high school senior.
The 2010 season, but
2009, 2010.
The Super Bowl was technically in 2011.
Oh, okay. So you were a high school senior who had
No, I
graduated
was a freshman
in college.
in college. I was
That's
a
still
freshman
more
in
than a high
college.
school senior.
That's what I said. I was a freshman in college.
I'm saying, and the Saints won when we were what? Actual freshmen in high school?
Freshman in high school, yep.
2007? 2008?
2006.
Damn.
So we might have even been in 8th grade.
Damn.
That's how long it's been since Sean
Madden
Payton's been in the
cover? 'Cause-
Super Bowl, bro.
I mean, but fine, shit. They were worse than the Cleveland
But that's
Browns.
what I'm saying. So
They were literally the worst
so
franchise in NFL.
Sean Payton
worse
has
than
been
the Lions
has been
almost.
running away for 15 years.
I mean,
And
if
nobody
the Detroit
talks about
Lions, if
Nobody talks
somebody
about
won a
it.
Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions, that dude can do whatever the fuck he wants forever. I don't think you realize how bad the Saints were. The Saints
No,
were
I remember
not good.
how bad the Saints were,
Do
bro.
you, outside,
I do remember
outside
how
of
bad
that
the
crazy
Saints
ass
were.
lateral game.
I remember
and then
how
they missed
bad
the
the
extra
Saints
point
were,
and
bro.
lost.
You gotta remember,
They
I
were
was
terrible.
a Falcons fan, dog, during that era.
And I was a Raiders fan, and we used to always lose to them stupidly. And then Aaron Brooks became a Raider, and then
I was mixed about that.
I was mixed because
I knew it was gonna be bad, but I liked Aaron Brooks.
Me too, and that's Michael Vick's cousin. How do you not like him? You knew those Michael Vick's cousins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know I'm stupid.
Where
do you go? Oregon? Where do you go?
You don't know where Aaron Brooks went?
Trick question, because the point guard Aaron Brooks went to Oregon. Hey,
he did, and I wanted the Lakers to get him. The Lakers never got him. Where did he go to? Where did he play QB at though? Where did he play QB in college?
At HBCU.
You ain't shit, and you're wrong. I'm pretty sure it was Ole Miss.
Did he go to Ole Miss?
I'm pretty sure Aaron Brooks went to Ole Miss. You can double check.
Fuck.
No, it was Virginia. He went to Virginia.
That sounds about right.
Aaron Brooks definitely went to Virginia University. You could double check that. You could double stamp it. But yeah, Sean Payton has been a Super Bowl contender multiple years. More than, I mean, damn, that's actually really good when you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. The question they posed.
One would win the game. McCarthy finds a way to lose with a loaded team.
What he was saying.
Sean Payton would have never done what Mike McCarthy did when fucking Pat Mahomes came back with way less time.
So the beat reporter who posed that question on the Freddie and Coleman show
deserves a Emmy.
What he basically said was he was just like, it's not that Sean Payton's a bad coach, but can you honestly, like, conceivably, like, make an argument that he's better than McCarthy?
I just did.
Not really, though.
Aaron Rodgers carried him. Aaron Rodgers literally carried him.
So if anything, doesn't that make McCarthy a better coach? Because you even just said the defense was trash, the targets were trash, and McCarthy has as good of a record as Sean Payton did.
Well, you got to remember the Vikings were good. Like the NFC South, nobody had ever finished.
So what Fitz said,
like the NFC South was way worse than NFC North.
So what Fitz said is he was like, "I'll give you the straight answer, the real answer. This is the only answer. It has nothing to do with football and everything to do with Katrina. That's it. Like he literally just
he wrote the way.
He gave the region a reason to be happy when they had no other reason to be. That's literally the only reason why Sean Payton is so beloved.
Because I don't think Mike McCarthy could have done that. I don't think he could have.
But yeah, man. Final point on Sean Payton. Do you think he comes back to coach in a year or two?
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
USFL.
Jeff Fisher came back.
Speaking of which,
by the way, he's been really killing that NFLPA ball. They've been really loose, having a lot of fun on the American team. All the linemen were returning punts, and
that's the crazy thing to me about Jeff Fisher is that he wasn't able to get a D coordinator job. I mean, does he just not want to backtrack?
I don't think you do at a certain point. I don't think you want to.
You can't even get a USC pity interview
because he's not the fit anymore. I mean, he said he talks about it on his Twitter. He went fishing. He went out and did what he wanted to do, and he came back. And by the way, he looks like in really good shape. Lost some weight. He looks healthier. Doesn't look stressed out.
Jeff Fisher had a resting stress face.
And he actually...
that man always looked stressed when he was a Rams coach.
And now he doesn't look really stressed. out there in Pasadena at the NFLPA Bowl. It was like he's having fun again. I saw him crack a smile several times. I was like, happy Jeff Fisher is. This team might put up 40 on Saturday. They might just throw out all the rules, just keep scoring. This should be interesting.
But yeah, Fisher announced that he was hired as the USFL Michigan Panthers head coach. So the former Rams coach makes his return to coaching.
That's dope.
I think it gives him some legitimacy, the USFL, more legitimacy.
It does, and not only that, like again, these players are really reacting well to him. They in the middle of practice, he said, "Okay, linemen are gonna go with the receivers. Offensive linemen, you guys are gonna go run routes with the receivers. Running backs, you guys are gonna go do block. No, running backs, you guys are gonna go do linebacker drills. Linebackers, you guys are gonna do running back drills. Safeties and corners, you're gonna go do pass blocking drills." And defensive linemen did running back drills. It was actually kind of cool. Or tight end running back drills. It was kind of cool. Seeing linemen out there mossing people. It was a couple of wobbly throws, but I mean, some of those cats.
Shea Patterson injured the chuck.
Nah. Don't get me started on Shea Patterson, bro. I feel like I'm owed an apology for everything I've ever said about Shea Patterson. I'm owed an apology. I would rather have Tate Martell.
All right, other coaching news. The Denver Broncos made their hire. They hired Packers offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett as head coach. A lot of people think Aaron Rodgers is going to go wherever his offensive coordinator went.
Denver.
So if that's the case, the AFC West will really have the best QBs.
It won't be fair
in one division.
Because Hammond is coming back from a torn ACL. Judy had a horrible season. Sutton was injured too. Fant was frustrated, had a bad season. The offensive line is a little bit better. They can run the ball. And the defense is actually really good, especially with Surtain at corner. So you put in Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett with receivers who can actually do the job. Denver's a QB away from being right back in the Super Bowl.
I think Teddy B's under.
I'm not even mad at this.
Right?
I'm not even mad at that hire. It actually makes sense.
Is Teddy B under?
He probably can be cut after a year. Probably one of those deals. But Drew Lock is definitely done. It's not working. Can't beat out Teddy Bridgewater. You're not the guy.
I just don't know what the Broncos would trade outside of all their picks.
Yeah. You give one last shot at a Super Bowl run, and if it doesn't work and he retires, and you get really bad, you take again for a really good QB. Because I don't trust this quarterback class. I don't think it's just a bunch of surefire picks in this class. I think we're leading towards a time in the NFL where guys are going to fit your system and take off, or they're going to flop.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who else is out there in free agency. I'm trying to see if Teddy B is under contract or not. And my phone died. So we're going wild. I thought it was crazy how Vic Fangio already got a head coaching interview with the Jaguars. Like, are we giving token white dudes job interviews now? Jacksonville has no idea what the fuck they're doing.
When has token white dudes not gotten job interviews? Token white dudes get jobs every day.
Okay, but at least give it a fucking year, bro. This man just got fired from 2 years of mediocrity
he's never
in
been
Denver.
A good head coach. I mean, they signed Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer. What does that tell you about the people in that building? From ownership down, what does that tell you about them?
They're just making shit up as they go.
They think the shit is WWE, bro.
Kind of racist, but okay.
I mean, no.
You're trying to call the brownest owner in the NFL. You're trying to say you don't know what the fuck he's doing.
He voted for Trump, so there. What you gonna say now? He's an avid Trump supporter. Shad Khan was an avid Trump supporter. His son may be
the
liberal,
only one,
but guess what? Even his son, they're having problems, racial issues with AEW, and how like there are no black champions and hardly no black contenders, and all the black wrestlers that are there are just eating losses. So
okay, but that's like
Let's not act like
That's like
Indians. Let's not act like Indians are all of a sudden cool with black people, because that's never been the case. Are you familiar with the caste system? Okay, then we can just
How
stop.
does this shit work? This shit don't work.
You just turn it on the side, bro.
This shit don't work.
No, it's just I've been using it all day, so it's almost out of juice. Just give it.
AKA, that shit don't work.
It does. Leave the phone alone. Let it charge.
That shit. Oh, there we go. Now it's charging.
Don't move it. Don't touch it. That's how portable chargers work. You can't.
That 99-cent star shit.
Actually, my grandma got me this, so fuck you.
Not that cord.
Yeah, that cord is fucked up. I got that cord from Big Lots when I was in Oakland. No, DD's discount. But anyway, yeah. So, even though no black head coaches got hired, 2 black dudes got hired as GMs. For the Bears, they hired Ryan Pohl,
who they cut in 2008
as a player,
as an undrafted free agent,
and now he worked his way up and became a GM. So salute to him. But if he was the one who hired the Colts D coordinator, bro, you already shot.
You already fucked up.
You already blew both your feet off. You already could have contagious yourself.
And if you didn't, then he's just a glorified yes man.
You're gonna get Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
And also, the Minnesota Vikings hired Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. He was a big part of the Browns building their roster up.
Yeah, I didn't really like that move too much.
That's actually a really solid move because the Browns were like 1 game away from a Super Bowl or 2 games away from a Super Bowl.
We've been saying that now for 3 years.
No, like they almost beat the Chiefs.
I know,
to go
but we've been saying that for 3 years.
Yeah,
we've
but
literally been saying that.
The Browns have been terrible for years, and they built that entire roster up to where they're actually competitive, and he's a big part of that. So I have to give him credit for that.
That's fine.
If he can do that with the Browns, the Vikings have just as much talent.
Okay, that's fine.
He can do more.
But with that,
it's not his fault that Baker's a bust.
With that, I think he has as many playoff appearances as Mike Mayock as GM. So
nobody's actually qualified and talented.
I'm just saying.
Mike Mayock was a talking head.
All I'm saying
Mike Mayock was a talking head on TV and a middle-aged white dude.
All I'm saying is the Browns have gone to the
John
one
Gruden liked
playoff
him. That was John Gruden's boy, and that's the only reason why Mike Mayock got that
job. All I'm
job.
saying is the Browns have won one playoff game in 20 years.
Anybody else in the NFL? Did anybody else want to hire Mike Mayock for a fucking GM job?
Yeah,
no.
They did interview him. He did get plenty of interviews.
How many?
I don't know. He got interviewed like the year before and the year before that.
And he didn't get hired until his boy John Gruden got him hired. Probably won't get another
on
one.
A tangent. The point that I'm trying to make is the Browns have only been to one playoff game.
But look at all the talent they've amassed on that roster. That's the point. I'm saying he was in recruiting, scouting. Like he can at least be an eye for talent. And there's not many black GMs in the league. There's like 2.
The Browns have let talent walk though too.
Yeah, they've signed
some guys who flopped.
But that's not all him. He wasn't the GM for the Browns.
Fair enough.
He did legwork of getting talent in the building.
Fair enough.
So,
we'll see how it goes. Because I feel like that Vikings roster really needs a top to bottom
they're gonna have to.
They need a whole.
They're gonna have to flush out that defense, and it's kind of sad. They're gonna destroy that defense. But anyway,
what's next?
We're gonna go on to college football news.
We hit all the coaching hires. That was everything.
That was everything. We talked about Nathaniel Hackett and the Bears. Yeah. All right. So Jackson State QB Shadir Sanders, son of Deion Sanders, is the first college athlete to ever get a Gatorade name, image, and likeness deal. NIL. Worth a couple $1 million. He about to get paid.
That's some sellout shit.
No, it's not.
That's definitely some sellout shit.
How is that some sellout shit? How is that sellout shit?
Because
NIL is getting everybody paid.
Because
and now a QB at a HBCU is getting mad loot from Gatorade.
Because
so now he can break off his teammates some bread.
Because why? Why is that some sellout shit?
You're the one who said it.
Like devil's advocate. Why would I say that? That's some devil.
What the fuck? You said it. I don't believe that.
Bro, let's break it down.
I play devil's advocate every week.
Let's break it down. What? Why would I say that? Why would I say that? Because
you think college athletes should take a vow of poverty?
No.
And you think HBCU athletes should take a vow of poverty?
No.
So why the fuck you're gonna? This is
because Gatorade has no nutritional value. So why the fuck are athletes being sponsored to sell it? And why the fuck is the most high-profile quarterback at a HBCU at the most high-profile school with the most high-profile coach being sponsored and bought out by a sugary soft drink? If they took an NIL from fucking Coca-Cola, would you say that's some sellout shit?
They already work.
Or would you just be like, oh,
Deion Sanders already has a deal with Barstool, so your thing is null and it's dead in the water.
So it's double sellout.
No, you can't double sell out. You just double down. You can't sell out unless somebody buys in, right? And by the way, there are people who have Powerade deals. There are people who have soda deals. Athletes have deals for all type of shit they don't do or take. They have deals. There's people who have deals for fucking Clemson's QB had got an NI deal from fucking Bojangles. Pretty sure you're not supposed to be eating all that. And he's Polynesian. And you know what happens when Polynesian dudes stop working out? They put on a fuck ton of weight. They still keep that athleticism, but they put on a fuck ton of weight and look like linemen. So, I mean, if we're talking about unhealthiness, like, come on.
You could have got a fucking Bape NIL deal?
That's probably coming. Supreme is probably coming too. But if I can get a Gatorade deal for me and my whole squad, you know, oh, y'all having a party over there? Well, we're gonna have the party sponsored by Gatorade, and I'm gonna get bread off that party being sponsored.
So
they dropped Gatorade off at the frat party.
Here, wait.
This is money.
Let's back
That's
up.
money.
Let's back up.
That's
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna dead your whole thinking right now. You ready for this?
It ain't gotta be healthy.
You ready for this?
You like it?
Are you ready for this?
Does
so if motherfucking Kathy's potato salad in fucking Alabama's like, hey, we want to sponsor your show with fucking raisins in our potato salad, you're gonna take the bag?
No. You can eat the salad. You can eat the.
I'm just saying.
You would eat the salad with the raisins in it. I'm gonna just take the money.
That's what I'm saying. That's some fuckboy shit.
I won't ever be on camera with you having it in front of me. I'm
okay, if Best Foods mayonnaise, not even Best Foods, fuck that. Miracle Whip comes to you with a fucking mayonnaise. Deal.
That's not even
Exactly.
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna be like, my mom hates Miracle Whip, but you know what? It's a miracle to even have a whip in this society. I'm gonna use some wordplay to get that shit. I'm gonna find a way to get that shit off. Trust me, I'm not gonna fuck the bag up. I could not like it. I could not like it at all.
Woo.
But I'm not gonna fuck the bag over some feelings. Some fucking feelings. You want me to? All the unhealthy shit. That the doomsday clock has been stuck for 6 fucking weeks. The doomsday clock of New York, saying, "Oh, this is the point in time where humanity is fucked. It can never turn back." It's literally stuck in its place. The doomsday clock right now. There's about to be another fucking Digimon version of Omnicron coming out, and you want me to be mad at a motherfucker getting some bread off a Gatorade deal? Are you fucking serious? How much money does the school get for having all their bottles say Gatorade on it and there's water in that bitch or body armor? Get the fuck out of my face, man. Shut up and take the fucking money. You bitched about not having money all this time. Now you can actually make money off an NIL deal, and you got to realize you got to be a spokesperson for shit. That's called life. Grow up. You want to be a spokesperson for it? Get the fucking bread. Shut your ass up. Your argument don't even make fucking sense. How you gonna get mad at somebody giving you money just to promote some shit, just to have it on the table in front of you? Guess what? If somebody wanted to bring Mountain Dew,
your credibility.
If somebody wanted to bring
Mountain, you can be bought.
How much credit?
That means
how much negative credibility does Gatorade have?
Because guess
what? How much negative credibility does Gatorade have?
Guess what?
Answer the question.
What I'm trying to say is this, though, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
So all of a sudden, that $10K they give you just to say, "Hey,
I ain't ever got to drink this shit."
Even just that fucking $10K they give you to say,
a needy family,
to say,
turn it into another Gatorade
color
commercial.
Benz, I push Miracle Whips, whatever the fuck you're gonna say.
A bar.
All of a sudden, now guess what? That shit works. Now guess what?
I create cereals.
Now here's $100K. We want you to eat a fucking thing of Miracle Whip on the fucking air. You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna treat it like TV and have like an ice cream sandwich here, and it's not really gonna be Miracle Whip. You think people?
So you really?
I'm a lie.
So you gonna fuck off your whole audience? You're gonna give you a big
and not
fuck
tell
you
nobody
to all your audience.
You ain't gonna
just
fucking
to take a
know. You think all these celebrities are really out here politically aware and savvy, but they telling you to go vote and do shit, and I guarantee you they're not paying attention to this. They're taking a bag for everything they come
and
to you
some
to do.
little fucking. Some little only
you picking the wrong hill to die on, sir.
Little only fucking child of a single mother playing for the fucking Downey Panthers.
Maybe the father should have been in a fucking picture.
Onto this fucking podcast is gonna watch this shit and be like, my favorite media personality, Kenneth Berry, ate a fucking can of Miracle Whip on air. Now I'm gonna fucking do this shit. Well, and guess what?
If the father was there,
Kenny, you fucking lied to me. You lied to me, Kenny. I ate the Miracle Whip shit, and I know there's no way that you did this. And you're just gonna look at him with that same smirk and be like, "I'm sorry, little man. I had to get the bag.
Hey, homie.
Here's 10K.
Hey, homie.
Go get yourself some shoes.
Hey, homie.
Go get your cleft lip fix."
That's fucked up. Why you gotta have a cleft lip and no father? That's fucked up. Why does he have to have a cleft lip and be a bastard? Like, why did you do that?
He don't have a father. I just
you said a single mom.
That doesn't mean he don't have a father. He could still have a father. Just he lives with a single mom.
You don't even believe that. In your spirit, you don't believe that.
Whatever.
Your therapist knows you don't believe that. This motherfucker, man. Okay, so if I wanted to come to somebody, a world-renowned chef who likes to saute mushrooms, and wanted you to eat sauteed mushrooms on the air, and you were in a
I like sauteed mushrooms. I just wouldn't ask
pizza,
for them at a fucking restaurant, at a sports bar
that has mushroom on the fucking menu. Why do you have mushrooms on your menu if I can't have them sauteed? You'll saute everything else. You'll come out here with fresh bell peppers on my fucking pizza, cooked, dipped in salt. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Like I said, this is why I said when fucking Thanos comes, he's gonna buy your soul and you're gonna join his fucking army.
Only if I get to fuck one of those weird space chicks.
You can't be bought. Then you're gonna fuck Gamora and get kicked out the fucking clan, bro.
Nah, I'm a fucking Nebula.
You're sick.
What?
You're literally sick.
How am I sick?
You are sick, dog.
Gamora don't like niggas.
You're going for the damaged
Gamora
one.
has a white boyfriend. She hates black men. What are you talking about?
You going for the damaged one?
She's just as damaged as I am.
God damn.
Which means
dark.
we're just gonna fix each other in the long run anyway. But nah, Gamora don't even like black dudes. What the fuck you talking about? Have you not like watched? Could you put that back before you fuck around and cut the broadcast off?
Just because she don't
like black dudes.
She got a white boyfriend don't mean she ain't
bro
gone to the other side.
She did. And then she acted like a valley girl. We all know that one black chick who only dates white dudes. Don't make me start naming off names. I went to high school with chicks like that. Don't make me do it. Don't make me air out a whole section.
Cue the Tyler Hero drop.
That was uncalled for.
That's that.
I was making a Tyler Perry joke, but you just took that to levels it didn't need to go to. Can you please stop doing that? It's really annoying. You're gonna fuck up and then like accidentally delete the broadcast, and we're gonna be really mad. You're gonna be like, "Oh damn, we didn't even get to play another."
All right, so let's move on to fucking college football.
You just totally cut me off.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You really got hot over college kid getting money. You're a hater, bro.
I'm not. I'm just.
You never wanted college kids to get
money for shit that you actually fucking use.
In what world does that happen?
A lot of places.
Healthy athletes promote unhealthy shit all the time.
You can't get an NIL from fucking dicks.
Yeah, because
you can't get a fucking Chick-fil-A NIL. You can't get a fucking, I don't know.
Some people actually do have Chick-fil-A NIL deals.
Can't get a fucking.
And it started in Georgia. Don't ask me how I know.
Kind of racist, but okay.
I mean, no comment. But I mean, Bojangles, Raising Cane's, Whataburger. People have literal NILs for that. Especially if it's some shit you already do. And again, if I'm getting free Gatorade and getting NIL money with Gatorade, I'm going to throw parties at dorms and just have all that shit sponsored through Gatorade. And then guess what? As a frat or sorority, you're going to give me a chunk of your fucking budget because I'm giving you free Gatorade at your party where you're going to get blacked out drunk and get jungle juice, but then you're going to get rehydrated with some Gatorade and sugar. But guess who still gets a bag on top of the bag I'm already getting? The guy with the fucking NIL deal for Gatorade. It's about money and exposure. He ain't going to have this chance forever, so get your bread, but bring your people with you. That's my only requirement. If you get in the bag that hard, put your whole team on. I don't care if they're a bench warmer or a walk on. Get everybody paid. Spread the wealth, right? If you do that, is it still okay? Is that okay if you do that? Spread the wealth?
I guess.
Okay, then. So don't knock it till you try it. All right.
I just think it's fucking lame to take money for shit that.
Then everybody you look up to in media is lame. Every media company you ever worked for is lame. Anything you ever believed in is lame. Okay. Remember when Marge?
Hi, Pete Camarillo. Nice to meet you.
Remember when Marge realized
Jesus Christ,
her dad was a flight attendant?
You not know me?
You just you don't need to destroy the world on one thing. You can accept that people do things for money and their spirit isn't attached to it. They just did it for the money because it was going to happen regardless. You can just accept that and not think, oh, that's a plight on the person. No, that's society and the system we live in.
I'll tell you what, if Beyond Meat came to me and was like, hey, here's 10 million to never eat meat.
You would do it.
I would not do that. You would
get a jackfruit. You would eat jackfruit ribs. You fucking.
I've had jackfruit ribs.
Did you like them?
No.
Do you like jackfruit?
Adjacent.
Okay, then you would fucking do it.
It's not bad. It's not meat though.
Of course, it's not meat. It's jackfruit.
It's literally
jackfruit fruit.
No, it's like a fucking cactus, isn't it, or some shit?
So I don't fucking know. I'm asking you. I've never had jackfruit.
Oh, why are you asking me?
Because you actually had it. See how it wouldn't have mattered? I could have sat here and said, there's a black-owned business. They got jackfruit, peanut butter, and chicken sandwiches. And I would have took a bite of that shit on cue and then spit it out when we went off the air if it was terrible. I would have washed it down with some Sprite in my cup or a pineapple smoothie.
All right, man. Well, we're bullshitting, so let's get to the
We're not actually bullshitting. This is actually a reasonable point. I mean, think about all those bowl game names we came up with.
NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. Kenny, you've been there the past couple of days after practices.
I mean, I had 8 other things I was going to get to, and I was going to finish with the NFLPA Bowl.
All right, then. Do your shit.
Okay, so Kurt Warner's son committed to Temple. He's the QB. Oklahoma State hired Derek Mason, Auburn's defensive coordinator and former Vanderbilt head coach. He replaces their D coordinator who went to Ohio State. Derek Mason actually had Auburn really highly ranked. Defensively, Georgia's wide receiver, weirdly, Jermaine Burton transferred to Alabama, even though Georgia just beat Alabama in the national title game. But I guess he realizes, shit, Alabama just lost 3 of its top receivers. I might as well go there and actually get the ball thrown.
They have 5 other underneath them.
Yeah, that's true. Mechie tore his ACL and decided to hop in the draft. So, I mean, it is what it is. Caleb Williams somehow still hasn't decided where he's going to go to school, I guess. He hasn't publicly come out with it. But you know who did?
Who?
Jackson Dart, former USC QB. So USC officially has the best transfer class in the country, even without Caleb Williams. They got 8 transfers total. Some of these guys are 4 stars, but then they're considered as 3-star transfers.
Is Foreman going to come on this year?
Foreman who?
He
should. He should. It'll be him and Thule. Now that Drake Jackson is in the NFL draft, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders took him in the first round. But he's outside.
Raiders love USC players.
Yeah, but they didn't love Rasheem Green enough to take him. And look where that got them. But yeah.
So now they're about to do another draft with scouts that they're going to fire right after. great.
probably with players they don't want, but can actually play, and then they're going to leave it a bust and go somewhere else and be great. Or another shitty first round corner or safety. Miami is ditching the turnover chain because they suck and they don't win any fucking games. They just have like a stupid ass chain. Like that's it. Like you do your job, which is getting a turnover, score a touchdown, which is what you're supposed to do to win football games, and you get a turnover chain. I'm pretty sure in 2001 they were giving fucking people turnover chains, and if they did wear a chain, it's because somebody went off for like
Nah,
200.
that's like a newer thing. That's like
That's a new
Stephen
thing.
Moore's thing.
No, that's like a around that time, a little bit after that.
Yeah, like 2016.
After Brad Kaya, whoever came first, I think
go.
Brad Kaya came after.
I think Brad Kaya was after.
But yeah, it was stupid, and Mario Cristobal, Miami's head coach, is like enough of that shit. Good for him. Jackson Dart transfer. He is in classes and enrolled at Ole Miss, so he's probably going to be the next QB that makes to the NFL out of Ole Miss. Because Lane Kiffin is the QB whisperer as far as college goes. You got to give him that. And now to run through the transfers of USC players. They got two from the SEC. Romello Heights, edge rusher from Auburn. Shane Lee, a backup linebacker from Alabama. They got the corner, Mekhi Blackman. They got Troy died? No, Travis died. Let me see. Shit. Let me make sure I get his name right. Yeah, Travis Dye. So Dye for Oregon had 1,673 yards of scrimmage. He had like almost 1,300 yards rushing and 16 rushing touchdowns for Oregon. And now he's going to be at USC. So that's actually like hella fire.
Is he from
Oregon? Oh, he's from, I want to say he's from Norco.
Yeah, so he's part of the Dye family?
Yes, he is.
Because his brother went to UCLA then, right? His older brother?
Yeah, and then one of his brothers also went to Oregon.
In the league too.
Yeah, that whole family. Yeah, but phew. They got a D tackle from TCU and an offensive lineman from Virginia and somebody from Oklahoma State. Pretty much, they got like a ton of really good transfers who already played somewhere else because they lost about 30 guys to transfer and graduation. Like, which is kind of shocking when you think about it. Like, oh, you think USC has this huge roster? Actually, they were kind of depleted. Ironically, so they got like 30 transfers. So good for them. And yeah, that's it. Now on to the fun part, the NFLPA Bowl.
All right, Kenny. Second year at the NFLPA Bowl. How's it been?
Man, this team they just keep getting more. They just keep getting better talent every year. They are like batting 1,000. Like they are getting Corey Sutton at Appalachian State. He originally wasn't on my list. He was kind of like fringe on my list. There were guys who said they were going to commit to the game. I guess pulled out because of injury or whatever. I went to go play somewhere else. I wonder, like in the future, or I mean, obviously because they had an extra game to the season, so that's why all these the big three games got pushed back. So they kind of ran into each other, and then they're right before the Super Bowl. So it'd be interesting to see if they move those after the Super Bowl and then kind of just takes over like draft season up into the combine. Who knows? We'll see how they do the scheduling. But I would honestly say that the American team, coached by Jeff Fisher, definitely looks better overall. For the sheer fact in the trenches, these linemen are outstanding. They have a lot of athletic ability, and the technique is getting there. Like South Dakota State tackle Aaron Johnson, looking like a monster, fitting right in. And it'll be interesting to see how he does going forward, but this was a great test for him. He's pretty much gone up against anybody you can think of. He held his own against James Houston, some edge rushers out of Fresno State. He's done well. I think Jalen McKenzie is the best lineman here offensively. He really just looks like a natural guard with his size, but he's so good at tackle, you kind of want to leave him out there. And I talked to him. There's a bunch of other USC guys there with him, but he stands out the most. He's like the star of the group. I think he might be the one dude who could possibly get a call up to Mobile for the Senior Bowl. He's that good. It'll be interesting to see where he tests. His brother's already in the league. But yeah, I talked to him and it was a really interesting conversation. All right, you were pretty much making incredible catches like all week. So as far as the receiving group and how you kind of picked up blocking, how do you feel like? I'll tell you who this guy is afterwards.
I feel like I've done pretty solid. The tight end's job is to go make plays on the field no matter what the situation is. Our job is to make the quarterback look good. So if he's going to put the ball on anywhere in our facility, our job is to go get it. And I think I did a pretty good job of that this week. And credit to the quarterback, so he's putting it in my radius and letting me make play.
And what catch do you think stood out the most?
I think there was one on the Tuesday or Wednesday. They threw a seam ball and a quarterback put it just a little bit high, but I happened to snag it with one hand, and I guess it looked pretty.
I saw that one. It looked like you got it with two, but you caught it and kind of reeled it in before the other one got there.
That's right.
So coming from Nebraska, I mean, obviously you had the success that you wanted to, but all the games are pretty much close. So when you look at that program and everybody that's coming out, at least for this draft, what do you feel like scouts need to kind of really take into consideration, despite the win-loss record?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, we had athletes in Nebraska. And it shows those guys' capability of coming out and people believe in them, agents believe in them, and I mean, we got 2 or 3 guys in the Reese's Bowl, 2 or 3 guys in Shrine Bowl. We got me here. I mean, we got guys that have the opportunity to play at the next level, and I think the lessons we learned this year from winning or from losing so many close games is only going to help them not carry that over into where they're going, because they've learned the hard lessons. They've been through it. Whereas some of these teams, all they do is win. That's good, more power to them, but sometimes you got to take a hard loss in more than one way to really learn about the game of football.
And as far as your progression as a player, I mean, athletically, at least for the combine and all that, you feel like, are you really concerned about how you're going to run, how you're going to test, or is it more just like turn on my film?
No, I think I mean, the film says the film over the season is really your interview, and they see that and they can do whatever they want with it. But what I'm doing, I'm training down at XP Fort Lauderdale, and Matt Gates and Tony Villani down there are doing great things. So I'm not worried about the physical side of things. They'll see the numbers, they'll see the size, and hopefully a team takes a shot at me. And all I'm asking for is that opportunity to show a team what kind of red zone threat I can be, or what kind of 3-down tight end I can be.
And do you model your game after somebody in particular, or is it more you just try to exhaust everything that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's really been a 6'8" tight end in a while, and so I kind of embody myself from being like my own type. I mean, let me use my length out there on the field. And, I mean, I have a basketball background, and let me go make big body catches and box a guy out and make a play on the ball. That's kind of what you do down on the post in basketball, and hopefully that carries over in my game. Hopefully that's seen and that's shown in what I've done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey.
Well, that was a dope interview.
That was Austin Allen, Nebraska tight end. He said receiving records for Alabama this year. Why not say
for Nebraska?
Damn it, Nebraska. I don't know why I keep saying Alabama's on my brain so much lately. Probably because I'm going to be there next week. But yeah, he went to Nebraska, set a bunch of records. Won number 11 at Nebraska. He wore number 45 at the NFLPA Bowl. And the first thing you see about him is that he's really a giant. He's a freaking giant. 6'8". But for 6'8", he's not just like fast, but he's smooth and agile. Like he in 7-on-7s and goal line situations, he caught a pass. Like even though the safety didn't hit him, I didn't think he was gonna make. He made a move on the sideline, like a little juke, and kind of shuffled his way into the end zone. And I was like, okay. But yeah, he had a one-handed catch. He got up there, skied up for it, one hand, reels it in, Whole field goes crazy.
I think the good thing about tight end is like there's so many ways to use them now that it's like you can almost draft a guy and stash him, especially now with the more extended practice squad, and you can give those guys a little bit of time to develop.
Yeah.
But ultimately, everyone wants a big red zone target and someone who can play 3 downs, whether it's blocking or going out for a pass. So
I see him drop a pass all week.
Look forward to checking him out.
I've seen him drop a pass.
I like.
He vacuum seals it out the air. It's like you got to watch it. You see him just hauling passes.
I like that. I could tell that he was very comfortable, and I could tell that. I liked the locker room noise in the back. It felt real and authentic, and I think that's something that we're all missing now.
I was actually on the field, like, because the way security has it, we can only interview people in the corner. But I was like in the corner, right where the bleacher is, and like everybody was leaving practice. I got him right when everybody was leaving practice. This was my last interview of the day. For the past 2 days, I got about 8 people.
But you can catch those on touchdowns and tangents overtime.
They
on
will
Anchor,
be.
TDT OT.
I just want to pick like 3 because last time we literally ran all the interviews, and it's like, what, let's just give them a couple things to focus on. But when it comes to Austin Allen, obviously the blocking will check out the way it checks out. They may want to put a little bit more muscle on him, a little more mass on him. That just depends. But he's 6'8", getting up in the morning, and the catch radius is there. And as long as he says he has no qualms or anything worries about testing, if this dude runs like a 4.5 somehow, which would be shocking because I wouldn't think a dude that fast, that tall, runs that fast. Like the last 6'8" tight end I can think of, I think Levine Toyolo, the Stanford tight end, I think maybe he's 6'8". But he wasn't really receiving threat. He was more of a blocker. You had Joseph Faria, UCLA tight end. Really wasn't all that athletic, but he managed to hang around for a little bit. Injuries kind of took him out because it takes out the bigger guys.
Isn't Tyler Higbee or Hunter Henry 6'8"?
Neither one of those guys are 6'8". They're like 6'5".
Really?
6'6" maybe, but definitely 6'5". The last like 6'8" tight end I think that stuck around, Leonard Pope was kind of a blocking tight end, even though he was athletic. But Scott Chandler out of Iowa, who was a receiver.
Leonard Pope was a receiving tight end at Georgia.
At Georgia, and that's where it stopped. Arizona, they just didn't throw him the ball. Bruce Arians did not throw him the ball, and he wore 45. He did not get thrown the ball, but he was fast enough. But yeah, 6'8" guys, usually they're either really good for a little bit, but taking those hits. But the way he moved and he was agile, he went up for it and was getting catches. I think he would be a seam route cheat code. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And yeah, coming from Nebraska, they did lose a lot of games, and I've dumped on Nebraska. But if you keep getting guys sent to all-star games, you clearly have to have some type of talent, especially if you're going down to the wire against Michigan and Ohio State and other teams. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets actually called up. The Senior Bowl has like 7 or 8 tight ends who were really good. Like, it's a deep tight end class. Like, you could probably go up to 10 dudes at tight end, and like all these guys are gonna end up on the team. So yeah, there's that. So how has this week been for you to start off?
I think it's been a really great experience here. I think they really know how to run this game well, and it's just been fun to have the pads back on and competing again.
And coming from the level that you came from, how do you feel like you've represented so far?
I feel like I'm representing good, doing my best. I think, probably the biggest difference between, like the FCS level and, higher levels of college football is just the depth. I think the top guys at the FCS that, I'll see every once or twice a season are just as good as anyone else. But, just seeing it every single play, that's a little different.
And what was your preparation kind of going into this game and just this whole draft process to start?
All the fall, I was just focused on, doing my best for the Jackrabbits while I was still playing for them. But then coming to the end of the season, I went out to New Jersey and started training at Test Football Academy out there. And, first thing was just, making sure I got healthy from the season, making sure all my injuries was gone so I can really train hard. And then biggest thing for this game was just making sure I was in really good shape.
And as far as your technique, do you kind of have distinct guys that you look at, or is it just trying to get a little bit better every day?
I think, for me, it's just trying to get a little bit better every day. Just pick out one or two things that, maybe last practice weren't really on point. If you can, if every day you can get better at one or two things, by the end of the week, you're going to be a much better football player than you started.
What's the one thing people have been asking you coming from South Dakota? Whether it's like fun facts or just something that people really don't know about your university.
Our old line coach earlier this meeting, he was asking what kind of crops we grow in South Dakota. I was telling him soybeans and corn. So
nice. And I mean, obviously, North Dakota State, they're obviously everybody's rival. But like, when it comes to the Dakotas, like, how do you feel like you're better as far as
like North Dakota versus South Dakota?
Yeah.
We got more people. We have Chislik. We've never had that before.
Gotta Google that.
You will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's right. I Googled it. That was Aaron Johnson on Twitter. He's Aaron T. Johnson, South Dakota State tackle. That was not me breathing hard in the background.
You lying?
No, seriously. It was
lying, dog.
No, it was when the other team was leaving. No, because you didn't hear me breathing on the first one.
I was like, am I in the fucking Matrix?
You didn't hear me
I heard
breathing
this man breathing next to me.
You did not hear me breathing hard on the first one.
audio.
That was not me, bro. There were people around me.
Okay.
People were walking to and from. I'm dead ass. Like normally I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, that was me.
When Fry was fat and he died, and they were like, but he was breathing. They're like, no, that was actually just the air going through his rolls.
That really, I was not congested that day.
That was another good interview though.
God, I'm dead ass serious.
So what was the shit he was talking about? The Chisnik or whatever?
Chisnik is pretty much okay. I'll read the definition for you. It's pretty much like perfectly cut, square cut meat. Which actually I took a picture of it and put it on Twitter, and it looks fire. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a pretty cool interview. I like that one.
Okay. So, and he said, I mean, North Dakota doesn't have fucking Chislik, so I guess I'm gonna go to South Dakota and get some Chislik and some soybeans and some corn. But yeah, so Chislik is a dish consisting of skewered cubes of red meat, usually mouton or lamb. Although gay meat such as venison and even beefsteak can be used, most commonly associated with the state of South Dakota, Chislik was declared the official state nosh in March 2018, and there's also a Chislik Fair. So yeah, it's the official snack of South Dakota.
So what made you want to interview him?
It's cubes of meat fried in oil because he had NFL size, NFL athleticism. I heard tales and stories of how strong and athletic he got and how much weight he put on and everything. But then when I saw him up close, I was like, that dude's massive. And South Dakota State had a really good year. Their QB was also there. I think they had a receiver there too. But yeah, South Dakota State, I mean, they're not the only team. Just because, I mean, there's some North Dakota State guys there too. But the Dakotas has been putting people in the league. So you got to kind of, call attention to that. And he held his own against all the pass rushers. His offensive line coaches were like, look, you got the athleticism. Just got to stay low, be balanced. And when he did that, he dominated in drills against people he went up against. James Houston, I'm definitely going to interview him before it's all said and done. The fourth out of Jackson State, the Florida transfer, he was just – the D-line was just talking shit. Especially the American team, they were talking the most trash, and it was wonderful.
That's how the D-line should be.
But it's like that D-line was that D-line group for the American team. Eric Johnson out of Missouri State, that dude's going to get drafted. He's going to shoot up draft boards. He did like an Aaron Donald type spin move that was so quick. The coaches, everybody just shrieked and screamed. They're like, oh my God. Like nobody saw that coming. It was so smooth. It was like, oh, I need that on repeat. And I want to teach that to future linemen. And he destroyed people with power. Texas A&M lineman, Jaden Peavy, he was really good. But yeah, Houston came off the edge, ready to go. They had him at linebacker. He was an inside linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end. He was pretty much everywhere. And then he went up one-on-one against Jalen McKenzie. It was an epic battle. Jalen McKenzie pretty much won like 90% of his reps. The only time he lost was like on a couple times where, the coach, offensive line coach, made him do push-ups on command. He's like, so I can't because I guess he allegedly got beat on a quick whistle. He's like, but the DN went. He's like, yeah, but you still got to beat him. He's like, but it's a quick whistle. So it's one of those things where like a tackle's like, yeah, I won technically, but because it was a quick whistle and he managed to get a counter move in, it looks like I lost. But that was actually really. All right, so obviously this practice was really hard hitting, especially towards the end when you guys wanted another one.
Yeah.
Somebody yelled out, "That's a whole lot of white shoes out here with black Air Force energy." So how would you describe your first day out here?
I would describe it as just that competition. That competition, I say, we say that USC competition breeds competition. So it's just like, it's infectious, So when we get out here, we start competing, we start going at it one-on-one, just like you just want more. And that's what happened today, At the end of the day, we had to have a tiebreaker. D-line thought they wanted Mo. We won the tiebreaker, let them tell it they think they won. But, it's that competition that just makes the game fun. It makes it almost feel like your childhood dream. So once you get to that, you can just play. And that was it out here. And it just felt like a good day out here for real.
And for you leaving USC, obviously Lincoln Riley comes in, like that whole regime's coming. Was it easier to leave knowing, like, let's say whatever draft grade you got, or was it just like you were going to leave regardless?
I definitely prayed on it, and I thought about it a lot, gave it a lot of thought, talked to the coaches. I talked to Lincoln before I left, and, I just came to a decision, at some point you gotta make a decision for yourself, and you gotta know when to say when. And I just felt like it was a good time for me to take the next step. And I was ready for the work that came with it, and at the end of the day, you can't leave nothing with regret. So that's why I took my time with the decision. I have been praying about it. I've been thinking about it. And when I made it, I had no regrets, and I was just looking forward.
And when it comes to your versatility and kind of like where you see yourself in the NFL, where is that?
I see myself in the NFL playing whatever position that coach tell me to do, trying to win a Super Bowl. And that's what I was doing at USC. You know what I'm saying? I played guard and tackle in the same game. I played guard some seasons, played tackle in bowl games. I played tackle some seasons. And so it really didn't matter to me where it was because I felt comfortable doing it. It just mattered to me if we was winning and if it was a winning effort, So that's really all I'm tripping about is just, getting in there and being able to gain the respect of my guys and be able to help them in any way I can. And everybody knows the O-line room can't just be full of guys who say, oh, I'm playing this position, I'm doing this. And, it's a unit of 5 that's got to be able to work together. And that unit of 5 is way better when, the tackle knows what the guard doing or has experience doing what the guard doing. So he knows how hard it is to do X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? And so that for me was just a good way to learn that before I got in the game. Took that next step, was being able to cross-train at USC. And they do a good job of cross-training all their alignment, no matter if they played in the game or not. They do a good job of that, so it gives us confidence.
Lastly, with your brother in the league, like how have you kind of approached, even the offseason, how you kind of approached your training and getting better?
I just, I've honed in on my training. We don't really talk about nothing like that, except that when I see him and I gotta down block him, I'm gonna blow him up. You know what I'm saying? But we just talk about, our future and our plans and our mindset. But we just take that to. I'm training in Exos in San Diego, and so I'm just taking that same mindset to my training and trying to get where he's at and be able to get in the league and do everything to the T like my brother's doing. My big brother definitely is helping me along the way, giving me nuggets about the game. Every nugget he gives me is more off the field stuff, stuff to make it to where I don't have to think and worry about things that might distract me. I can just go out there and play ball. And he's helping me through a lot of like the administrative side of football.
Definitely appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. What was your name?
Kenneth.
So Jalen.
That's what's up, man. Kenny out here making connections, building bridges. Fuck with it. Yeah, man. Credit to you. You really got the players in their pocket. Kenny's trying to go through his interviews and find a defensive player right now because he didn't label them correctly, but it's all good.
I accidentally double labeled one, but I got one for you right now.
So
this one's
next week,
Marquise Bell, Florida A&M safety. He also played some corner.
Did you airdrop it?
Yes, I did.
I don't think you did.
Should be right there.
Where is it?
It says waiting.
Mm.
The fact that this is all working, because like we were literally fighting with this computer for 45 minutes. I was just gonna call this a win.
Where the fuck is airdrop? Is this it? I can't see shit either, bro.
Yeah.
This is it?
Yes. And there's a ton of them.
Which one? I can't see shit, bro. Hold on.
Stall. Well, stall. It's not. You can't just yell out stall. But no, Jalen McKenzie was honestly like the most dominant lineman. Him and Aaron Johnson.
It's not here.
It should be.
Click up here. Up top.
Yeah, folks. Modern technology. You gotta love it.
Or click this one. Click this. There you go. Click that. Oh, that's the same thing. No, that's the one we just played. Accept. Right here. There you go. Accept. Open.
I don't even know where it says open, bro.
It'll pop up. You just gotta do it sometimes.
It's not. But yeah, anyway. So the line, honestly, the story of the week has really been the linemen. And their kind of dominance in the trenches. So how's everything been as far as this week of practice? How have you kind of acclimated to it?
I'm enjoying it, being around a lot of top athletes, top talent in the country, a lot of attention from the scouts and everything. I'm just taking it all in, enjoying the experience, cherishing the moment.
And as far as, coming from HBCU, obviously D1 guys, that's no surprise to you, but how is kind of like the level of intensity in play been for you compared
to practice every day at FAM was just like this. We going at it. And we had some of the best athletes that I feel like, they could have played at any level. So, I just matched the same intensity that I kept all year.
And obviously y'all go up against Jackson State and, there's Deion Sanders, but then Jackson State, they got dogs too. When you think about, playing against them, to being here, gearing up to play this All-Star game, prepping for the NFL draft, are you kind of just taking it all in at once, or are you really locked in just right now?
I'm locked in on one thing at a time. You can't really worry about the future if you feel me. You don't get past the present. So I'm worried about the present right now. So the only thing that's on my mind is NFL PA Bowl, and then after that NFL Combine, and after that NFL Draft, and just taking it step by step. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself. I'm trying to enjoy the experience. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life, so I'm not trying to rush it.
And with with all the greats that come through HBCU, especially DBs, where have you kind of felt where do you feel like your legacy lies amongst all of them?
I just hope that I can be a good player, the best player I can be. I'm not trying to really compare myself to any of the greats that came through. It's too many. So I'm just hoping I could be one of them.
As far as your position, do you feel like you're strictly going to be safety? Can you play a little bit of corner?
I've been out here playing corner and safety every other rep. So I'm taking reps at both. We don't have a nickel, but I try to get some reps at center linebacker, which is the nickel. So I'm just trying to show my versatility.
Yeah. As far as the offense goes, y'all were kind of getting at them early. Obviously, anytime offense has to kind of get their system in, defense, they take liberties. So how do you feel like the closeness of everybody has been?
These are a great group of guys, DBs, we get after it. We always got that chip on our shoulder because, we feel like they coming at us every play. So, we just play with that great intensity, great effort, great enthusiasm, and, we get after it.
Thank you. So how has this week been for you to start off?
I think it's been really.
Is he from Chicago or Tennessee? Can't tell what his accent is.
Bro, he's clearly from the South. He went to Florida A&M.
Nah, he don't sound that.
He's from the South, bro.
He
You
didn't
want to
sound
hear a
that
Southern
South.
accent?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because you were standing
kinda.
in front of him. Like,
Yeah, kind of.
he's about 6'2", 6'3". He's definitely taller than me.
That was definitely like, hey, do you want this guy, Kenny? And you were like, yeah.
No, I had him on my
You're
list.
like, yeah. You're like, he's on my list, yeah.
No, like, okay, well, here's what happened. It caught me off
the
guard.
warm up,
They
I could
ended
tell.
practice super early, bro.
I could tell. Yeah.
They ended practice at like
You didn't seem as
10.
prepared for that one as the other ones.
I was prepared, but I was like, oh wow, this soon?
That's
Okay,
what I'm
cool.
saying. Yeah, you
It
had
wasn't
that
like,
attitude.
Hey, we just got a guy for you. You know what? Like, no. I want to talk to him specifically, and because they have guys who played nickel in college, but they were really just playing true safety. And then
I think
he was
the
playing linebacker and strong safety and corner. You know, these HBCU guys, they were holding their own, man.
I think the dope thing about the 4 interviews that you selected, and you're gonna put all 8 up, but I think the dope thing that I took away was you could just really feel and see the different perspectives going into this broad, essential job interview, where it's like you have one guy who's like, I know I check all the boxes, I got the film, I'm just here to compete and just keep building on that. And you got another one who's like, yeah, I'm just doing the best that I can. I'm picking up game from my older brother, on the mental side, trying to work on my mental side. I just want to win and just play wherever that is. Then you have another one who's like, I'm just glad to be here and compete. Just taking it one step in the process at a time. First is this, next thing is that. And I'm just a dog and I'm just going to be here and compete. Like, you got a really like broad perspective on not just this game and this process, but like just overall, like the game of football.
Because
like,
all these dudes
how
were
there's
like
different ways to approach it and to think and to know your strengths and to know your weaknesses and know what you need to work on and what you don't need to work on.
Thank you. A lot of these guys, you got to remember, these guys are at an all-star game, which means they were either the best player on their team or one of the best.
Yeah.
And now that there is a whole new pecking order at an all-star game, that's not like, oh, we're all at this level, but we're all at different levels. But really, like the coaches, what they were doing, especially, obviously Marvin Lewis, his practices were efficient, quick. They were so quick when they got done at like 10:30. I was like, I have like 30 minutes to kill, like 30, almost 40 minutes. I was shocked they got done so quick. But they did scenarios, the technique, everything was clean cut to the point.
Well, I think the last time that we went,
The
game was really sloppy and there was a lot of just errors with like special teams and like personnel and like switching people in and out.
They went in on special teams.
So I think that's why, like, especially for these sort of games, because like you said, for the most part, they know football, they know their position, they're athletic, they're on this. So it's really just trying to get that refinement and trying to get a little bit of competition, but not enough to where anybody gets hurt, but just enough that everybody gets better.
And the reason why I asked some of the questions that I ask is because I remember just football players are the same, but they're different.
Yeah.
Some dudes are like the best. I was talking with a scout and I was like, some dudes just wake up out of bed and can jump 40 inches as easy as they can, pour a bowl of cereal. There are other dudes who have to train to get to that, to maintain that. Like Darryl Green is still faster than most human beings on earth, and he's 59, 60. Randy Moss, I fully believe he can still dunk a basketball cleanly.
Well, he's 6'7", so
he's 6'5", 6'4", 6'5".
Okay.
He's not 6'7", bro.
All right, fine.
If he was 6'7", he scored way more touchdowns than the Vikings would actually, and the Panthers would have won. Not the Panthers, the Vikings.
Really? You think 2 inches would have made that much of a difference?
3 inches. He's 6'4".
You think it would have made that much
3
of a
inches would have
difference?
got him a Super Bowl. He'd have scored even more touchdowns.
They used to wear those fat cleats back then, so he probably got those extra 2 inches that way.
Unless unless he got the light fat cleats that just look big on the outside, but they're actually super thin on the inside. But no, when it comes to these guys, it's like we hear all these names, and most of these guys I've heard of because I watch college football avidly, so I can at least tell you one or two things about them. But when it comes down to like the person, it's like, yeah, bro, like how you feel? I don't want to be like, so how you feeling this morning? Did you eat breakfast? It's like, yo, how do you feel like you're doing this week? How are you doing? What was your preparation? Are you just happy to be here? Like, because some guys are like, yeah, NFL draft, getting drafted. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. And to them, this bowl game is just work. Or in other cases, they're just happy to be here. This might be the last time they play football again. Things happen to people. People get heart conditions at the combine, all types of stuff, and they got to retire. Or cats,
You got hurt.
they end up in the XFL, and yeah, they want to make it to the NFL, but it's like things happen, bro. Um, so I feel like every interview is like this is a way to to get somebody to tell their story. That's why like I come with information to everybody I interview. I know something about you before I open my mouth and talk to you because journalistically that's a responsible thing to do. And like if I'm gonna ask you a question, I should be able to at least recite off some of your stats, like where you played, like something about you. Because I think when you meet people halfway, they open up more. That's always been my interview style. It's like I meet people at a place to where they're willing to open up to me. Because like yeah, they're opening up to me because they know in this moment like they can trust me with the information that they're telling me, and I'm not going to twist it for a narrative or for clout because that shit's nasty. And I don't respect people who call themselves journalists who get credentials to events and then don't do any work, don't want to interview anybody. That shit, like, it's weird to me. Like, I was sitting up talking with scouts, having a good time, like seeing stuff. Like, hey man, did you see that? You see that? Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. Like this was a real skill offensive heavy roster, I would say. Like, there are some defensive stars, cats who can play, but the offensive line was stacked. Like from top to bottom. There are receivers who are stacked, like Jaquez Ezzard out of Sam Houston State, who transferred from Howard.
The challenge is with
Like,
offensive linemen is like
their skill set is different.
It's really like you have to catch lightning in a bottle because you want to get an offensive lineman who can develop the strength and the size and the athleticism to play at the next level. But you also want them to have experience and confidence and aggression that they've earned from, playing college football. Because you'll have guys who, have the experience and the size, but they're maxed out or they have injuries or, they're limited. And then it's like, well, yeah, maybe they could play, but for a year, 2 years, maybe in the XFL, like they're not going to be a Pro Bowler. They're not going to be a starter. They were barely that in college. And then you have other guys who are like, well, this guy, he played at a lower level, but he still has room to put weight on. He's still really athletic. He's, we obviously got to see what he does against higher competition, but the ceiling is much higher. And if he's out here showing that he can compete with these other guys who have that experience, and he's at the baseline. So we just needed to get him in the right spot and get him to where he needs to go. But yeah, with skill players, it's a little bit easier because it's a little bit more of a statistics and hey,
not necessarily.
Yeah, it's not
because there's a guy
science either, but also it's a little bit easier because there is a little bit more statistics and data that you can fall back on.
You got to see them
versus linemen.
Like with receivers, you got to see it because the
but what I'm saying
I'm
saying is with linemen is even if you see it,
it doesn't always materialize.
It doesn't always materialize.
They can have a mental lapse, and it's like you're good, but then they just keep like.
Because
I saw cats in drills who were winning in the drill, and for a split second, like something happened, and they lost the drill, and they're like, "Fuck! Here's exactly what I did wrong, or I overthought this." But like, them cats were going back at it. I think the position group that made the most money here are the linemen, particularly this year. There are receivers who stood out, DBs who stood out, but mostly there's receivers who stood out based on their skill set. Khalil Pimpleton out of Central Michigan.
But what I'm saying is, and the reason why I bring that up is because what will probably end up happening, and what usually happens with this game, is a lot of the linemen, like that's what they say every year. They're like, oh, the linemen are athletic, they can play. They're here, like literally every year they tell me that.
Yeah.
And then it's like it comes down to a situation to where it's like, yeah, a lot of those guys will make the practice squad for 1 or 2 years, and then they might play the other leagues, then they'll be done. Versus like the skill guys, like not many of them will catch on, but there will be 1 or 2 that not only catches on, but like makes a roster and
Catch
maybe play special teams and maybe even ends up starting. So
yeah, I think this year will be different though. I think more linemen, especially more D linemen, interior. There's about 4 or 5 guys, D tackle, and edge, who I could see definitely getting drafted. Let's say between like the 3rd and 6th round, easy.
All right, so with that, final thoughts on the NFLPA game. We'll be out there Saturday. Catch us on our socials, TDs_tangents.
I'll be at walkthroughs tomorrow morning from like 8:30 to pretty much noon, getting some more interviews. And yeah, I'm excited about it. Can't wait to bring it to y'all.
Stay tuned and check the full interviews on Touchdowns and Tangents Overtime. All right, my phone is dead. We're overtime. It's late as fuck.
We're not gonna do Take a Tangent.
Can we just run through it? What I don't know. Let me see what's on there. I don't even know what's on there.
It's actually pretty quick.
All right. So NFL Divisional Round. The Rams won. The Rams won. Packers lost.
The Chiefs came back from a miracle.
You called the Bengals.
I called the Bengals.
Won.
Bengals might make the Super Bowl. I might put $100 on it, even though I really don't have. I shouldn't do it because I need money for other things. Tell me not to put $100 on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, please. I mean to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't know what the odds are because you might hit.
It's like 750 years. It's actually
you might hit because I'm not convinced that
the Chiefs,
the Rams, can beat them.
I mean, the Bengals beat the Chiefs in regular season. They have stud wide receivers.
I'm not sure.
And a stud running back.
And honestly, if it's Bengals and 49ers, the Bengals already broke one curse.
Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times and they still won against Tennessee. I really want to put $100.
Dog, his headset went out and he was calling plays in the fucking dark like this shit was rec league.
And all 4.
That shit was fucking hard, bro.
He said
when
all
I read
4
that,
of them worked
in his fucking 2nd year, bro, off of fucking ACL. Joe Cool, man.
I mean, you were hating on him and said he was shit.
I didn't. I said people were saying that he didn't look good in the beginning of fucking training camp. That's what I said.
He threw 3 picks against Air. You said that.
He did.
Well,
that was reported. He did.
And Jamar Chase had drop problems, right?
Well, Les Miles said he wanted to be a DV.
No, he said he can't play receiver. You're going to be a corner. I think that was was that on touchdown or turnover?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So take your tangent on the championship games. 49ers, Rams, round 3.
Rams tried to get people. I mean, you got to realize there's a huge contingent of Niners fans here, and they go dormant when the Niners are trash. And then when the Niners are good, they act like they've always been here.
All I'm going to say
that's why Niners fans piss me off.
We won this championship
because y'all fake.
At the fucking Rose Bowl. Beat the Vikings. And we got another one as the city of Los Angeles Raiders. So fuck off. Raiders still in the city.
I would never root for the
Niners.
Fuck
the Niners and the Rams. Period.
I just want the Rams to win because, boy, if they don't.
I hope Bang comes and fucks up the whole game, bro.
Bang, bang. I mean, shout out to Eric because he definitely called it. And I got a homie who's a Niners fan. But to be perfectly honest.
NFL rigged this shit. They wanted 2 games at SoFi back-to-back.
Brady needed to lose, and honestly, I really don't think the Rams can beat the Niners, and I really want to put $100 on the Bengals. So give me a reason not to, because I'm really about to do that.
Dog, the
shit.
Bengals and the 49ers is like low-key a sick-ass Super Bowl, but like
And it's history.
Like no one would guess it, but it's like low-key, that's actually like really good matchups on both sides.
The Bengals can beat every
I think
team
the
left.
fucking Niners would win though, just because they're D-line versus that O-line.
Yeah, because Eli Apple's been talking a lot
that would
of
be
shit.
the biggest difference.
Eli's been talking a lot of shit. Eli Apple better
And the
have.
Bengals got a lot of DBs that like to hold. It's not just Eli Apple.
Jesse Bates is the glue to their defense at safety. He goes out there.
You thought he was gonna be a bust.
Nah, I called him.
You
coming out of
dogged
Wake
him.
Forest. No, I
You
didn't.
dogged him.
No, the defense
Okay,
was so
I'ma find
bad.
the tape, dog.
The defense was
You
so bad.
dogged
I was
him,
like,
bro.
is something okay with it? But nah, I called him out of Wake Forest. But I was like, the Bengals are trash. And if he doesn't get any help, he's going to end up being a washed out Bengal safety, just like so many other players who had a lot of potential. And there's been a lot of cats for the Bengals.
You didn't say
who
that.
washed out.
That doesn't even sound like you. You
It
don't even
definitely
talk
does.
that politically correct.
Yes, I
No, you don't.
Especially, I pounded the table for him out of Wake Forest, bro.
No, you
I
didn't.
pounded the table for Jesse Bates out of Wake Forest. And I'm pretty sure I saw him at the Senior Bowl.
He's gonna bring him on
fan.
fan court.
That's cool, but I'm just telling you, the Bengals could win the Super Bowl. And tell me why I shouldn't go to Alabama with $100 less in my pocket and bet on the Bengals. Tell me I shouldn't do it.
It might be worth it. I mean, if you can win 10 grand off $100, why not?
And I'm also proud that I really didn't.
They got to beat the Chiefs though, which they already did. But
I'm
they
proud.
gotta do it again.
I'm proud that in those interviews, I wasn't like mouth breathing.
Yeah, you just gotta drop the as far as.
Honestly, like everybody has a go-to when they ask questions, though.
But not every single time. You don't need to say it. It's not adding anything. It doesn't. It just filling your.
It's my go-to.
It's just filling your mental
Schism gap.
Yeah, you don't need it. It's a crutch.
Sometimes, like I want to say it as like
I'm not saying it's
if
that
if I come out and
bad.
ask the question, I don't necessarily get the answer that I was looking for. So I feel like I have to just say contextually. That's my way of saying contextually in my head.
But you don't. That's not adding context. If anything, that's burying context. Because what you want to say is, as far as your performance today, just say your performance today. What do you think? Blah blah blah. That drop today. How did it make you feel? Instead of saying, as far
That's
as
a
that
wild
drop
question to
today,
ask. How'd that drop make you feel?
like I don't know. That's just an example.
I know.
But I'm just
I
saying.
get what you're
like,
saying.
Like
It's a thing that I toy with because sometimes I don't always do it in every interview, but I do it enough times to know that like I should probably change it up.
you just don't need it.
But-
It's.
But I
holding you
didn't
back
mouth
and
breathe.
It's
Let
like,
the record state.
you
It
don't
was
talk
really
like
noisy
that.
around me.
You don't talk like that.
I
You don't
know.
talk like that when we talk. I mean, even in the podcast, you don't say that as much.
Really,
So-
really.
Don't feel like you have to say it in your interview, because like what you're trying to do is you're trying to overcompensate and sound professional, and like you're transitioning and you're controlling the interview. But like you don't need to do all that. You already have that person comfortable in the information that you're asking. So like
Yeah.
you don't need it. You can let that go. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like you just
So as far as
Grow
saying
up.
as far as I'll let it go.
just when you feel like when you feel like you need to say it, just don't.
Just ask the question in my head.
Exactly.
But yeah, did mouth breathe. I just want that on the record. Did not mouth breathe. There were people around me. The air was kind of thin.
So you got Bengals, Niners. That's your pick.
Bengals, Rams.
Bengals.
And I think I'm only going to be half right.
Bengals, Rams.
And I think the Bengals fuck around and beat. I think the Bengals are on such a hot streak. They fuck around.
I
and
feel
win
like the
Super Bowl.
Rams have so much to lose and not anything to lose at the same time. It's like weird because, like, they have a chance to play they're playing a home game at SoFi for the title, for the NFC title, and they can play there again in the Super Bowl. So it's like they have a lot to gain by But at the same time, it's the Rams, and it's Matt Stafford. It's like you know a fuck up is coming at some
Cam
point.
Akers had 24 carries for 48 yards and 2 fumbles. Might have been 3, but definitely 2 fumbles.
Well, that's what happens when you don't play 9 months.
No, they just can't run the ball, and they can't stop the run. And what do the Niners do really good? Run the ball and stop the run.
They said Shanahan's going to come out with the Army-Navy game plan. Just run the ball, 3 running backs, 60 times.
Wing T.
Call it a day.
If they run the wing T, that shit would be disgusting, and they would win.
With Debo and Kitty at the fucking wings, that's sick. That's sick, dog. That's sick. That's nasty.
Speed sweep.
Oh my god,
Counter
bro.
off the speed sweep. Play action off the speed sweep. With Debo
but Trent Williams is gonna fuck you up, bro.
Trent Williams as a moving blocker is horrifying to see that much human being coming at you at the speed in which
be like, Coach, I'll make all this money to get these fucking D linemen diving at my legs.
Let me get on the attack. Oh shit, is that a linebacker? Man, he destroyed a Dallas Cowboys player when they fucking. And if Jimmy G had he snapped the ball half a second later, when Trent Williams got set.
All right, man. Well, we're way over time, so let's get through it. All right, next up we got AB opening up on the Bucks controversy and mental health. Talked about how they basically were going to give him like $20,000,
$200,000
to go to a quote unquote crazy house. Solomon Thomas called him out and was like, That's not cool. That's not cool. That's the issue. Like, we can't demonize people who actually want to get help because that's much better than alternatives, which
he said something
he knows
about,
well.
He said something about I don't have mental health. I have mental wealth. To Brian Gumble, and I don't know how I don't know how he didn't laugh in his face. Antonio Brown is an off human being. We all know that.
Yeah, alien, bro.
And he deals with things different. He just does. So, I mean, you can't.
No, I mean, I get what Solomon Thomas is saying for sure. Because I know where he's coming from, and also it makes sense. Like, he's a smart dude, and we do need to change. His sister
killed himself.
The Constitution.
He was depressed.
We need to change the connotation around that, and that starts with people who have a platform and should know better, doing better.
Yeah, but Antonio Brown's not the guy you can really depend on.
Exactly.
Right decision.
Exactly. All right, next up, backlash over overtime rules. I don't know why everyone was talking about it. I honestly just think it's sports talk radio show fodder.
I do think NFL playoff rules need to change, but I told y'all, I even posted on our IG.
Dog, every year we go back and forth about rules.
Buffalo Bills did not have Tre'Davious White, one of the best corners in the league. And had he been there, I don't think Tyreek Hill scores that touchdown the way he did. And also, he taunted like 20 yards before he got in the end zone. And
it's the Bills, bro.
They didn't call taunting. The Bills.
Know their history.
The Raiders passed on Gabriel Davis. I don't know why.
But the only thing,
4 touchdowns.
I just don't like how every year we go back and forth talking about the rules, and it's like, dude, what happens? The NFL changes the rules, and then they change them right back.
Why do you rush 4 and you know they're going to pass? Why do you rush 4 and leave the middle of the field open and you know they're going to pass? I wouldn't have rushed any fucking body.
Hey, that
would have dropped 11, bro.
Hey, that whistle tape shit was crazy, though. When they broke it down and were like, yeah, how did he play the whistle? Like, they put it side by side, and they were like, here's the broadcast, and you hear the whistle late. And then he was like, here's the actual tape, and you could see the whistle in the ref's mouth right as Joe Burrow steps to the sideline. But I'm just like, yeah, I get it, but they probably still would have scored anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and they gave them.
And the Raiders did enough to give that game away.
They gave them 2 calls later in that game, so it's like it doesn't really matter.
All right, moving on to touchdown or turnover. Let's see if I can find
And we're never really on this late. It's just because like we had like 45 minutes of delays because the computer had to be shut off and restarted and shut off and restarted again. So yeah, we're never gonna be on this late. Love y'all though.
All right, man. Ndamukong Suh really hates Matt Stafford. Touchdown or turnover?
I guess it's a
He should hate the
turnover.
fucking Rams, honestly.
I
They
mean,
kind of dogged him, but
I think
he
he
got a
could-
Super Bowl, so
he-
I don't know.
he could probably hate Matthew Stafford because he's like, we had something special in Detroit and you ruined
You
it.
had a top 3 defensive tackle, a top 3 wide receiver, and a top.
You had a good
10
enough
quarterback.
defense. You had a really good, like a top 10 defense in the Detroit Lions at one point. And you.
Oh, and did they have Slay at that time too?
Towards the end, yeah. Fairley was
So you have-
beasting. And
you had
DeAndre
top
Levy was
players.
like the best coverage linebacker in the league. Like you
I
had.
forgot about him.
No, he actually statistically was.
I forgot about him.
Oh, yeah. But it's like you had all that and you fucked off the offense. I hate you. I hate you, Matt Stafford.
All right, last one. Antonio
That's
Brown.
a Ndamukong Suh. I mean, I actually like Matthew Stafford.
You like Matthew Stafford now?
I don't hate him as a person. Like,
I'm gonna say it's a turnover because I'm really tired of Matt Stafford's wife becoming an influencer. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm tired of
Take your ass
Patrick
back to
Mahomes'
Georgia. Or
wife
fuck.
and brother in general spraying
Fair enough.
champagne on your own fans. And so I just want to be typical white girl shit. Typical white.
It's just like,
I just
dog,
want to do whatever I want to do and not be judged for it.
I think the whole thing
She really
is,
said that shit.
I think the whole thing is, haven't y'all been around football your whole lives? Like you're from Texas, right? Or Oklahoma? Like
Texas.
you've been around football your whole life. Like you guys don't know how to act?
They don't.
Like,
And they're entitled.
dog, you've been around football your whole life. It's not that complicated. Like, come on.
Clearly it is. All it's gonna take is for somebody to punch out his girl and his brother at a game. That's all it's gonna take. You know it. You know it's coming. You know it's coming, right?
And
You know violence is coming if this keeps up. Somebody's gonna be like, "Fuck this." It might be at a Raiders game. It might be at a Niners game. It might be at the Super Bowl if the Chiefs play the Niners. But I'm serious. Like people like this get punched in the face in real life, and real life might come and hit them in the face if they're not careful.
All right, Antonio Brown posted a pic of him in a Ravens uniform. Says he wants to play with Lamar Jackson. Touchdown or turnover?
No, God, no. He should be banned from the state of Baltimore. He shouldn't be allowed to go in the DC area, the DMV, nowhere. He shouldn't even be allowed to walk into a DMV. Somebody can get his.
Receivers go to Baltimore to die.
Not true.
B.
Hollywood Brown had 1,000 yards this year. His cousin, actually.
Yeah.
Nah,
But
I'm not gonna have Antonio Brown and his cousin fight for catches. And I got Mark Andrews. No.
But
No.
what was the last 1,000-yard receiver before that?
Are we counting Mark Andrews?
No,
Because technically
we're not.
it wasn't. It's been a while.
That's what I'm saying.
Anquan, maybe? It's been a while.
Tail and Anquan.
By the way, Jaquez Easer looks like Anquan Bolden with like 4.5, almost 4.4 speed.
All right. Wrapping it up. Quick rant. Go ahead. You go first, Kenny.
Not much to say. It's been a wild week. Haven't any real sleep at all whatsoever because my nephew is full blown teething and just won't go to sleep. He just won't go to sleep. He's just teething nonstop, kicking my sister in the mouth, jumping on the side of my head, climbing on top of me like I'm a jungle gym. He can fully stand up on his own, and he can almost walk. And he's 8 months today. My older sister, happy birthday, Courtney. Her birthday was January 26th. 33. We are old. My birthday song that I sang to her was even shorter because it's like, we old now. Shit. I'll be 30 in like, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, for me, not a whole lot of either.
Biological father's birthday, I think, is the 29th or no, the 31st. But fuck that dude. Whatever. Yeah, it's been a very entertaining week, covering bowl games and all that good stuff. I'm happy and I'm excited, but I'm really, really tired. Like really, really, really tired.
But yeah, I'll just say this, man. Proud of you. Really watching you grow up and blow up this draft season. So keep up the great work. Looking forward to all the great stuff you're gonna do on Saturday and throughout the week. Yeah, and then outside of that, just look forward to the TDs _ tangents social media blowing up next week. The handle may or may not be reporting from a undisclosed location. I can neither confirm or deny that fact. But yeah, man, just stay tuned. TDs _ tangents. It's gonna be a crazy week for me. It's already been a crazy week this week. The past month, honestly, has been wild. Just with all I've been doing with personally, new job, just keeping me busy. That's for sure. So just trying to find the boundaries, trying to find the balance, just like always, and just like everyone else. So just doing the best I can, and seeing what Kenny's doing, and is really motivating and inspiring, and I appreciate it. So let's keep it up. Let's have a great rest of the draft season. Keep listening to us, share us, and yeah, man, if you're an athlete and you want to come on, hit us up. Peace.
Peace.
I think it's only 2 hours.
Well, I mean, honestly, that was mostly technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
I mean, we still in 2 hours. So, but
Yeah. We're never going 2 hours again. Unless it's like, oh shit, we're at the Super Bowl. But for real though, I really want to put $100 on the Bengals.
It's not a bad idea, honestly.
But I feel like I shouldn't.
What are the odds? It's really not a bad idea. If it's like, well, it's got to.
Who should I go through? Should I go through like Sportsbook or what?
Lotto. That's the one I see a lot of people use. DraftKings, FanDuel. I don't know which one is legal here. California.
Because I don't want to use that shit and I don't get my fucking money. Cincinnati
Bovato's the way I see people use.
Cincinnati Bengals are plus 800.
Yeah, so that means you bet 100 to win 800. So if you bet 1,000, you win 8,000.
If I bet 100, I get 800.
Wait, no, you're saying it's 800 plus 800?
Plus 800.
Yeah, so you bet 100. So if you bet 100, you win 100. It's not a bad play.
I could bet 50.
Well, they're one of 4
I need
teams
to have
left.
enough money for 7 days.
There's one of 4 teams left, so really they have a 25% chance. The reason why those other teams, why it's less than that, is because they're on the road and because of the starters team left. But that also means they have the highest payout. So if you put that $100 on any of the other teams, it's not going to have as much upside.
I'm really thinking about doing it, man. That would be a loss of $100.